Let's start.
Hi, Naomi. Really good to meet you. I'm excited for the opportunity to meet you in person here and go through what I have for you.
Yes, happy to see you as well.
Absolutely. So, with your permission, I'd love to just jump right into what I have for you. Would that be good?
Yeah, actually, it will be great.
Great. Okay. Well, number one, I just wanted to review a few things that we discussed over the phone earlier today. So you
Mhm.
had let me know, Naomi, your main reason for actually selling the home is due to the cost of the mortgage. It was the financial reasons. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And with that being said, I mean, I know that you had purchased the property back in 2022, and so you're obviously looking, we're gonna go into detail about the comparables and the numbers. I know that was one thing is the sale price that came to mind for you, right? That you were concerned about.
Yeah.
Okay. So definitely the price. And then Naomi, you had also mentioned to me that you were looking to stay local and to rent in the area for the time being, right?
Yes, I'm going to rent. Mhm.
Okay. Okay, understand. Well, I'd love to just go right into what I do and what I do differently because obviously you were on the market. It was for about 6 months. Is that correct?
Almost 5 months. Yeah,
Almost 5 months.
almost.
Okay, and that's a very long time, by the way,
Yeah.
to obviously be on the market unsold. And so I know this time you want an agent that has a different approach that's going to get the job done.
I hope so. I still want to sell. The market is not how it was in 2021. I purchased my home over above the asking price. And it's a tough market, so I don't want a lazy agent. The interest rates are too high. My neighbor didn't sell as well. He's still on the market, came off 3 times. So I would love to work with someone who understands the current market and get it sold.
Absolutely. And I love that you mentioned that because the reality is the market is not what it was in 2021 or 2022. See, let me share this with you. I mean, what it took to get homes sold back in that market, it really comes down to what 99% of agents are. I don't know if you've ever heard of a passive versus an active agent in real estate. Has anybody ever
No,
shared that with you?
no.
Okay. So back in 2021, I mean, 99% of agents were able to just put a sign in the yard, put it on a bunch of websites, and hope and pray. And it wasn't very difficult for people to have a line up to the house and have multiple offers over asking price. And see,
Mm.
that's not what gets homes sold in today's market. It's a lot different. And so, what I do as an active and aggressive agent is I actually go out and I find buyers for my sellers. And that is exactly what it takes in this market. And that's what you would expect somebody to do for you, right?
Yes, absolutely. We need a buyer to get it sold. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm going to do for you and what I've done for my other sellers that have hired me. And so, Naomi, I'm going to share this because, what I actually do, and I shared this over the phone with you, is I specialize in listing properties like yours that other agents were not able to sell. And so one of the activities that I'm able to do in order to I mean, are you curious to how I actually find these
Yeah,
buyers?
I want to know because it's going
Okay.
to help me understand, if we can work together or not.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I do is I prospect. Have you
Okay.
ever heard about prospecting before?
No.
So most agents don't do this activity. And so that's how
Mhm.
me and you got connected earlier this morning because I actually spend 4 hours every single day, Monday through Friday, on the phones. So I actually am speaking to 30 to 40 new people every single day about buying and selling real estate.
Okay.
Yeah. And what I do, one of the specialties that I'm able to do, Naomi, is that when I list a property, I actually call around that neighborhood. You see, and obviously your neighbors are going to see the sign in the front yard, right? I know you had mentioned your neighbor still is listed for sale just down the street from you.
Mm-hmm.
Your neighbors are going to be passing by that sign, you see, but if an agent like myself actually reaches directly out to them, and I'm going to ask them, who do you know that might be thinking about moving to our area?
Okay.
Because when they're driving by, it's not top of mind for them until somebody's asking them on the spot, who do you know? A coworker, somebody from church, somebody in your network that might be thinking about moving to this area. And then I'm able to gather more buyers for my sellers. So I take a very proactive approach in marketing homes. I'm not just sitting around waiting and hoping that the right people are seeing the sign and it's out there in the universe. Does that make sense?
So you're saying that every single day for 4 hours you call my neighborhood?
So it will take me about, in your neighborhood, I'll pull about 400 neighbors around you. That'll take me about 2 weeks to get through. What I actually do, the people that I call, is number one, I call expired listings, and that's obviously what you were. And it's
Mhm.
more common than you would think. Naomi, it's about 50% of all of the sellers end up being an expired property. So
Would
I
you say
call
that there is a lot of houses not selling in that if that's the case?
So let me share this with you because that's a great question. Because the properties in our area, actually, the amount of inventory has gone down. So homes are selling even more than they were a year ago in your specific area. What I shared with you, that 50% is 50% of homes don't sell with the first agent that they're listed with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it comes down to those two things, the reasons why they don't sell with the first agent. One is the marketing, and number two is the price. And we're going to get into that as well. And
Okay.
we'll look into that into detail. So, Naomi, let me ask, do you have any questions so far about what I've shared with you about my marketing approach?
No, I want to know how much you can sell this property for, how long it will take you, and also how much I can make at closing because I don't want to bring any money to the table.
I understand. Yeah. So with that being said, it sounds like to me, because I want to answer those questions for you, you're ready to actually look at the market analysis. Am I
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Mhm.
Let's jump right into that then. Sharing is not turned on. It says send request.
Try again.
Okay. Okay. Naomi, can you see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I wanted to review your property here.
Mhm.
Naomi, you paid cash in 2022, or no, sorry, you actually financed in 2022 when you bought the house. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when you were going through the process of purchasing it and you actually had an appraisal done that the bank ordered? Do you remember that a little bit?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to share with you is that about 80 to really 90% of the buyer pool in our area, they're going to be financing. So
Mhm.
what this means is that the appraisal is going to be ordered from the bank, and they're going to make sure that their collateral that they're lending on is actually valued at the amount of the contract price. So
Oh,
basically what I'm sharing with you is that the who determines the price really comes down to the bank in most cases. So my job is to help you understand exactly how an appraiser would actually value and look at your house. So let me just confirm a few things here, because obviously you came off the market earlier yesterday. You came off at 289, is that correct?
yeah.
Okay. And it was about 114 days on market. Um, about just right under 1,400 square feet, 3 beds, 2.5 baths. Does all of that look good?
Yeah, this is correct.
Okay, perfect. And then we're obviously in the 27609 zip code, so we're in the North Raleigh area, which is a great area that you're in. Let's look
Mhm.
at the comparables that I have that I pulled for your specific house. So this first one here, 1600 Township Circle, it's in River Birch Towns. Are you familiar at all with this house, or did you have to
No, not
happen
this
to see it?
house. No, I know the area, but not the specific house.
Okay. Well, it was actually listed for 269,500. It was 13 days on market. You had asked me, Naomi, how long is it going to take to sell my house? Because obviously that's an important question that you need answered. The average days for resale townhouse houses in North Raleigh is 14 days. So just right under 2 weeks.
Mhm.
If we are priced correctly, we can expect an offer within those average days on market. So this one sold obviously just right under. And Naomi, the biggest difference with this one though is yours is a middle unit, and this one, as you can see, is an end unit.
Okay, premium lots.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So this one was only 1,266 square feet, so a bit smaller than yours, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then only 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, where of course yours is 3 bedrooms. Okay, so that's that first one that we have. Let's look at the second comparable. Also in River Birch. I don't know, had you happened to go to an open house here or seen this one in person?
Oh, no, no.
So this one, interesting enough, it actually sold, you could see in 3 days, which is pretty
Mhm.
quick right now, with average days being 14.
Yeah.
Listed for 275. It looks like it's sold for, what is that, 270?
Mhm.
Okay. Also a middle unit, similar to yours.
Yeah.
1,224 square feet, 2 beds, 1.5 baths. Okay.
Mhm.
Same exact zip code and area here in North
It's smaller
Raleigh.
than mine.
It
It's
is
really,
smaller than yours. That's right. Yeah.
and it
Listed
has only one
rooms.
bathroom.
Yep, only 1.5 bathrooms. So
Yeah.
when an appraiser is going to appraise your property, they're going to take as similar as possible comparables, right?
Mhm.
Whatever is sold recently in the last 6 months is what they're going to look at. So
Mhm.
if homes that are 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, townhouse houses like yours that were built in the 70s have not sold recently in North Raleigh in the last 6 months, they're going to take whatever's closest and most available and then make appraisal adjustments to that house. Do you remember, are you familiar with any appraisal adjustments that might have happened in your property when you bought it back in 2022?
Well, I trust my realtor, so I didn't really pay attention about the entire process, just
Yeah.
whenever I wanted to pay. That's what I did. I
Yeah,
don't really
exactly.
remember.
So nothing is going to be exact in terms of a comparable. So what an appraiser will do, Naomi, is they'll make adjustments up or down. So because nothing is going to be exactly the same, so we'll obviously take that into account too, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And then let's look at this third one, which is a really nice comp here. So this one is in Spring Garden Towns. Are you familiar with this subdivision there?
Uh, yeah, not too far. I don't really pay attention to the entire neighborhood, but
Yeah, I understand. This one's actually only about a 5 minute drive from where you're at. So
mhm.
it's pretty close to your townhouse there. You could see though the price difference for this one. So this one was at 299 and it ended up selling for 293. It took 72 days on market. So a lot longer than the last two, being 3 and then the other one was 13.
Okay.
Okay. This one's a bit bigger than yours, right? 1437, 3 beds, 2.5 baths, just like yours.
Mine
1970.
has three.
Yeah, yours is 3 beds, 2.5 baths. So
Yeah.
it's the same.
Okay.
Yep. And then 1975, yours is obviously 73, so pretty similar in age too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then also a middle unit.
Hmm.
So, okay, what I want to show you is basically a graph, right, to share with you or an understanding, excuse me, of the average of these three. Because what an appraisal will do is he's going to look at the comps, right, of the past 6 months of the three properties that are most like your unit. And so, Naomi, if you were an appraiser right now, if we could just take off your seller hat and put on an appraiser's hat, looking at this information, the average list price and sales price of your comparables, looking at these, what do you believe an appraiser would end up appraising your property for?
Well, when I'm looking at this, um, I would say honestly, because the 299 it's slightly bigger than mine, sold for 293, and I am right in the middle of these two other properties. I mean, I think I'll be in the 280s range, maybe
Okay,
285.
285. So you
Yeah,
came off the market, correct me if I'm
at
wrong, at
289.
at 289.
Yeah.
How many showings did you get, Naomi, at that
Well,
price?
well, we were listed at over 300 before. That's why it took a lot of time. And I knew we were overpriced, but my
Mhm.
agent was very confident. I would say the market as well. But then I had to tell my agent to drop the price at 289. So when we did drop the price, I had a lot of showings. I also got an offer, but a verbal offer, but they never sent the offer. They were just talking about I don't know, something that they think that my house is not what they're looking for, but it's beautiful. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I need some real feedbacks exactly to know exactly why I'm not getting offers. But I got showings when we dropped the price to 289. So
Okay,
if I had an offer at 285, I would have taken.
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely. And so obviously hear what you're saying because y'all started in the 300s and then y'all dropped the price and that's when you started getting activity, just no
Mhm.
offers. You got people saying that they were interested, but nobody actually presenting an offer to you. So
Yeah.
Naomi, this is an amazing stat. Have you ever heard, by the way, of the National Association of Realtors?
Uh, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. So the National Association of Realtors, they actually study the home prices and sales across our entire nation every single year. And they publish this report. It's called the Profile of Home Buyers and Sellers. And I'm not going to bore you with the details because I know you're a homeowner and you're not digging into this sort of information. And this is my career, so obviously I spend time in this. See, what they found is that on average, across all of the home sales in our country, if a property is priced correctly at market value, right, you can typically expect between 8 or more showings in the first week or two on the market, and you will have an offer in hand. If you are priced 5% over market value, you can expect in that first 1 to 2 weeks on the market to have between 5 and 8 showings in that first 2 weeks and no
Hmm.
offers in hand. And if you are 10% or more overpriced, you're going to receive 3, 2, 1, or even worse, 0 showings in the first 2 weeks. So
Okay.
as you can see, I mean, pricing is is so critical to our success. And
Hmm.
What that tells me at 289 that you didn't receive offers is that it's over market value and the market is speaking back to you. Does that make sense?
So at what price do you think I should sell my property? Because these two sold for 269, 270s. That
Mm-hmm.
one is slightly bigger than mine, sold for 293. So I assume I'm in 1,300 square feet. So I assume that I am right in the middle. Like if I list my home at 285 and I get an offer for 282, or maybe I give them $5,000 concession, that's fine. I can do that, but I'm not gonna list my home under 280 because this is clear.
I understand. And Naomi, let me share this with you because your property right now is 1306 square feet, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so the average of all of these properties, because some are smaller, some are larger. So if we take the average of the three, though, the average is 1309. And we have this outlier being on the market for 72 days. We know that the average days on market for resale townhouses in Raleigh is 14 days. So we know it's
Yeah.
going to take 2 weeks if we are priced correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And the listing price, which is interesting, amongst all of these is 281, 167. But see, what's even more important, not the listing price, what did it end up going under contract and closing for, which is this number, 277, 500. So
Yeah.
actually, amongst all of these, the listing price is 281 and some change, but the real closing price is 277. And that's what we're looking at is the sales price. So
So
Naomi,
what do you suggest? How much do you think I should list my property for?
right. Naomi, based on this information,
One moment, sorry.
yeah, you're good.
Sorry.
You're good. So Naomi, what I was sharing with you is based off of the closed sales, right? That are most similar to yours. What do you think? And I'm actually highlighting it right here. I don't know if you can see this. What do you believe an appraiser would end up appraising your property for?
I
So
mean, 277 and 285, it's not a big difference. So I believe like because they're gonna come with some repairs or maybe some things, I don't know what they're gonna come up with.
Mhm.
So I still believe 285, it's good to go back on the market. And because I don't have enough equity, I still have to pay, uh, you know, how you call this, the commission and all that. So at 285, if someone offers 279, I think you should be able to negotiate for me to bring them close to 285 and get the deal done because they're still gonna ask me for repairs or anything like that. So I need room, otherwise I won't be able to pay anything that there's no point for me in selling. Maybe I should just rent the property if I go
Right.
under 280.
Right. No, I understand. And Naomi, trust me, I get it because you bought the property only 3 years ago, and obviously the equity is tight on the house. And so you need to make the most amount of money possible. When you say 285, I'm not seeing where 285 is coming from. I mean, I see that the averages are 277 and the median is
Yeah,
270.
that's because those agents, I don't know what they did, those agents, because not only you are listing the price, this actually shows that agents didn't maybe try their best to get a higher amount. I don't know, because it clearly shows that buyers out there. And I mean, you can see that this property here, it's a corner lot or premium lot. I understand that one. That's why it's sold for 275, but it's
Mhm.
still way smaller than mine. And this one too, I don't know what they had going on, and they don't even have the same rooms as mine. So clearly, I need to be between 275 and 293. That's where I need to be. So 285 is what it is.
So let me share with you one other aspect of this analysis because obviously the appraiser is going to have their determination like we talked about. Another aspect of this is the active in the market. What is our
Mhm.
competition? So this is your neighbor's house right here at 1708.
Yeah.
Were you
I
familiar
know
with this
him.
house?
Yeah, he's going through divorce. So I don't know, maybe they really have to sell.
Maybe, but here's the thing. When buyers are, and obviously if he's getting a divorce, then he needs to sell. And so I acknowledge what you're saying, by the way. And so Naomi, let me ask you this though, because when you bought the house in 2022, did you just look at this house or did you look at a few others?
Oh, I look at a couple of properties, but actually I chose this home because I needed to be in this area and houses were just going like this, and
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't even surprised when I got my offer accepted. So
Yeah, definitely. It was a different market. And so the point of me saying this though is that you actually comparison shop. You didn't just look at one property and buy it. You actually took the time and you tried to look at a few others, right? And to
yeah.
look at what your money could get you. So just like you, buyers are going to think the same exact thing. They're going to actually be on the market and they're going to be wanting to look at what can this amount of money get me in this area? Okay. And they're not going to know the situation from each individual, and it doesn't matter to them. All they care about is what does their money get them. So this is a property that's listed obviously in your neighborhood. It's an end unit. And I wanted to show you the inside of it. You might already be familiar with it. It's actually 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, just like yours, but it's just right under 1,500 square feet and it's an end unit. The finishes are very similar to your finishes. And so this is an active comp. This is an active in our market that we're going to be directly competing with. So, Naomi, if you were the buyer in this case and you saw one property that was a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,300 square feet, middle unit compared to listed at 285, compared to a property for sale that's an end unit, that's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, just under 1,500 square feet for 270. I mean, which one would you end up buying?
Honestly, it depends on the buyer. Do they want a premium lot or they want to be in the middle? Some people don't really care. The other property is way too smaller. It was also a premium lot. And this actually, to me as a buyer, I will be skeptical because they look desperate. Is there something wrong with the property? I don't know. Because the other property is smaller, so for 275. So I don't know where they got this one from. But I mean, you are the expert, obviously. You tell me where I need to price my home because I also have to be sure that I'm able to pay the fee that I need to pay. So from what I'm seeing, anything under 280 is gonna be tough.
Yeah, it is. It is going to be tough. And the reality comes down to, do you have to sell? Naomi, what would it mean if you were not able to sell? If we chose a price that caused the property to sit for a long time, what would that do to you?
Well, I mean, I want to sell. I want that financial reboost, or I don't know how you call this, but I want to sell for sure. But also I have to be mindful that I have to pay those fees. It's not just about selling a property because the agent is not going to pay your commission. I have to pay your commission and the title fee, I don't know. But it's not, I feel like if we are more tough, maybe at 285 and offer $5,000 concession and we are tough, I'm pretty sure someone will come and buy our property for 280 and get $5,000 seller concession. But I don't see how we can list our property under 280. It's not going to work.
Yeah. So you would actually be willing to start at, you said 282. Is that what you said, the number?
285 and give them $5,000
And
seller
give them
concession.
5,000. I understand. And so you would be willing to accept an offer basically at around 280. And you asked me for my professional opinion. Naomi, what I'm seeing, what the market is telling me is that we need to be priced at 277. in order for you, based off the comps, to be the next sale. Naomi, I'm not seeing the 285 or the 280 that you're referring to.
Well, this is not a big money. It's only a $3,000 difference. I think people will come and buy it for that specific $5,000 seller concession. That's just what I believe. And if I was a buyer, that's exactly what I would do. Because I'm trying to be able to pay for my fees. Or if you are okay, are you willing to drop your commission to make it happen? That would be an option. That's where I'm seeing that I can list the property for.
Naomi, you had mentioned to me that you're looking for a tough negotiator, right? You had mentioned multiple times that obviously you're looking for somebody that's going to be able to represent you to the fullest, since this is a very large asset. And I understand that you're tight on equity too. I get that position. And you had mentioned multiple times that the agents in these other properties were not as tough negotiators. And so you see the value, obviously, and somebody being able to defend your price. And the price that we agree on, if you agree because you are willing to give a $5,000 seller concession, it's the same at the end of the day of listing it for 280 instead of 285 plus a 5,000 concession. I will agree we can list it at 280 to begin with, so we can agree on that price. Can we?
Not to begin with, that's the bottom line. I'm not going under 280. Unless you are willing to move around with the commissions. I don't know if you want to do your commission or the buyer's agent commission, whatever you want to do.
Mhm.
And, because we cannot, if you want me to list at 277, then either the listing agent or the buyer's agent has to drop a commission because even if I wanted to, I don't see how I can make it happen.
Right,
Because I don't
right.
have any money to bring to the table. I don't have any money.
Yeah, I completely understand this position that you're in. And Naomi, by the way, when I'm representing you in the sale of this house, I am actually going to be negotiating directly with the buyer's agent. See, and the buyer's agent is obviously they're fully representing their buyer to get their buyer the best deal. My job is to get you the absolute highest price that this market is willing to give us. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I will be tough on my commission because I am a tough negotiator, Naomi. And when I am speaking with the buyer's agent, I'm going to make sure that they're putting their best foot forward and their best offer forward. And so if we, like you had mentioned, the 280 being your bottom line, I agree that we can start at the 280 number. And I understand that that is what you need to get. And so I will be tough on that number, Naomi.
Yeah, because there's no way to go down under 280. We cannot sell under 280 because I have those fees that I have to pay. So that would not be like a start price. That would be start and final price to be able to cover those commission
I
and those.
understand. I get that. Naomi, based off of what we've agreed on, because the start and finish is 280, and I get that, and we can agree on a price at this time. Let's go ahead and get the paperwork started so I can go ahead and get to work for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for
Okay.
calling me.
Thank you. I look forward to getting the job done for you.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Okay. Feedback notes.
I you still have your screen shared.
Oh, sorry. Okay, there it is.
How do you feel about your presentation?
Uh, Rocky, to be honest. Yeah, like I guess like rusty would be a good word to describe it. But it's good that I practice. I think I needed it for sure. But no, I really want to hear what you felt and how you perceived it. You can be as honest as possible too, because I'm taking notes.
Okay, sure. So, what I would say is that I want to start before I forget. There's one point that you missed that could have just break me out. Like,
Mm,
I would have just said, like, okay, okay. Why? Because the property that is 1490 something sold, I don't know if you want to share your screen to show that specific property, but I can tell you now. It was listed at 299, sold for 293, but they had to give an $8,000 seller
Consumption.
compensation. So I feel like if you had mentioned that and say, you know what, that's not even the real close price. The real close price was or sold price was 281.
Yep.
So that's just my language. I don't talk to clients like that. I'm just saying that what makes you think that you can sell for 285 if that one sold for 281?
Yep.
So that would be
You're
like
right. I
end of the
missed
story.
that.
Yeah, end of the story. There's nothing to discuss about. It's facts. You know what I mean? And also, I wanted to feel more like you were on my side, like you are here to support me. Like I want you to get the most money possible. Like I want to feel a little bit of compassion because of my situation,
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like I understand that's what we need to do, but maybe telling me, where the market is, I kind of felt like, oh, this is a woman just trying to make me do that. You know what I mean? Instead of helping me self-discovering and help me understand better,
Yeah.
feeling a little bit of compassion from you, understand my financial situation.
Yeah.
Um, and also maybe adding like, okay, do you want to go there, wait a little longer on the market again and look more desperate? And when you get an offer and sell for way more than what you could if you list at 277 now, which one is that? Because I know you want to sell and I know you want the most money possible. Dropping price multiple times on the market is not always it doesn't always look good on us. I think that's it, but I like the fact that you didn't feel, how can I say that? English. You didn't feel like thrown out, like you're losing control. You kept the control. You tried to keep the conversation. I like that. I know I was really like looking pissed off or whatsoever. Like I know that I did it on purpose, of course, but you didn't let that make you feel like you're no longer in a position of power. And
Hmm.
that's really good.
Okay. Okay.
So, I know Ray was here from the beginning. I don't know if he has any feedback to share with us. I don't know. Let's see. I know he's at work, so he should be at work.
Hey, how y'all doing? And Gabriella, no, it seemed you seemed comfortable. You didn't seem like really nervous or anything like that. I'm new to this, so I'm no expert. Matter of fact, I just did one yesterday with the Take 52 listings, and which was kind of different. So one thing I'm having to learn too, when you do these things, whoever you talk to during the week, you can't go with them how they are because it's all an act when it comes down to get in front of the camera.
Mm.
So the person I was working with yesterday was really hard. They started really just kind of coming down. So I've only been this in a few weeks. So, but I think you, all in all, she was kind of giving you some hints, but you were still working with it. You were flowing with it, and I think you were trying to be respectful, empathy. There was a certain amount of empathy. I think you were mentioning, and but all in all, I think you were doing well to try to stay in conjunction with her. And some of what she was just Noemi was just saying is true. She was trying to throw some hints out there, and um, I think that's with all of us. We got to pick. I'm terrible at picking up on some of the hints sometimes. So,
Mm.
but all in all, it's not like this was your first one. I mean, it seems like you've done it and you were wanting to solve a problem, but at the same time, you were holding a strong point about not just putting it on the market really high because that's gonna cause a problem, especially when you showed the data. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you,
And
Ray.
yeah.
just I know we didn't have a good pre-qualification because you didn't call me,
Yep.
but just don't miss out on anything that can break the thing, break the seller down. Like that conversation where just say like, okay, cool, you're right.
Yeah.
But other than that, like you said, it was good. Sorry, it was good. Um, Tanisha, I don't know, I know you came a little late. Do you have any feedback?
No feedback at this time. I jumped in a little bit too late for the call to give feedback. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
Well, no problem. If any of you would like to role play next Saturday, please let me know so
Yep.
I can do that. Is there anyone who would like to role play next Saturday with us? I think Tanisha, you need to role play.
I do. I want to role play, but I'm driving in the morning. I'm trying to think what's the first. I want to role play. Put me down,
Okay.
but I don't feel prepared. Like I don't have like a presentation. So, but I do want to do it within these next few weeks. Maybe I should get
We
it
want to
together because
schedule
I
you
really
for
want
next Saturday with Gabriella.
to. Okay.
You don't have to be prepared. Actually, just come as you are. And then on a listening presentation, we can say, okay, this is that. We can just give you some feedback so you have a roadmap to follow and what to do, if that will help.
Yeah. Put me down. I could definitely jump on. I want to be the first one because I'll be in the mountains, so my signal can be a little flaky. But yeah, I definitely want to jump on these calls so I could get some practice, and I want you guys to push on me hard.
So you
So
have been
yeah.
scheduled with Gabriella as the seller and you're the agent for next Saturday.
Okay.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.